Take them to me. One is built my bed. Eating in my toilet. The from me to reach time. Me covered with the unit is coming.
음? 흠.
응?